Hello Taurus, and welcome to your Astroflower reading for April. We're going to be going through your reading here over the next 4 weeks. Have you seen the collective reading? Wow, that was so powerful, man. I was so into that. Let's get in there and let's just see what's going on for you. Obviously, April is your birthday season, so it's coming into the last month before your birthday season. It's equivalent of your autumn, the last things to put together before you start heading off on your new cycle for your new year. How are you going to connect to this new logic that's coming out in the collective? You should really get on the case. Let's see what's going on and see how you can contribute. Your overall energy, the Emperor. Taking it, bossing it up, owning it. That's what you should be doing. Owning your destiny, basically, going forward. That's the overall energy. As you build through the earlier parts of April, moving towards your birthday season, starting from the 21st of April, there you're going to be sort of getting things into place. So it's in your spirits. You know exactly what you want the next year. And these last 3 weeks before your birthday season, it's going to be mainly about how you want it in the way of spirit, in the way of emotions. What sort of emotions do you want to experience next year? The more you put it into place now, the better your year will be. And then once your birthday hits, that's when it's off and running. And this is this Emperor energy. It's the overall energy for this week. And so it's putting yourself into a position of power, basically. And with this changing energy that we've seen in the collective, you're going to be in a position where you're going to own it. And you're very good at constructing things, to building things, to getting things done. And in this world, we need people like you. We need you, Taurus, and we need you to be full on and fully you, okay, going forward. Let's just see what's going on with the overall energy on your karmic message. And this is your karmic message on your relationship side. And as I said, in the last 3 weeks, this is what it's all about. It's more about this emotional sort of section here. And this is about messages, the 8 of Wands. And this is the karmic message for you. This April here, and certainly in the beginning part of it, and once you kick into the latter stages of April, in the last sort of 10 days, that's when you can really start switching it on. But at the moment, your karmic message is to understand the messages within you, how you fit yourself within your relationships. What's the sort of thing that you wish to experience within that? I would connect yourself to spirit, to energy, to the vibrations of everything that is around you to get a really clear view of what the message of the universe, of trying to encourage you to take your place, to take that place of the Emperor. Okay? Look at that. Overall energies are coming from the universe as well. The universe is going to be bringing you a lot of things. Certainly if you own it. You've got to, as I say, you're going to boss it up. More towards the end of April than the beginning. And as I said, the big changes in the collective reading, the big changes coming between the 11th and the 21st of April. I think this is where those messages that are coming in from the universe here. This is also to do with almost like the first week of April for you. So through these messages of the karmic message, you've also got a lot of opportunities. You're going to be able to see things, I think, in this first week within regards to the relationships that are around you. Which ones really sort of tick all the boxes that really float your boat. And I would encourage those relationships and sort of invest in those relationships as well within your life. It's going to make you very, very happy in the coming time, in the coming year. Okay. After that, we have the 9 of Wands. Now, this is almost a bit like your past messages, your past person that's trying to encourage you within your relationships. And it's almost sort of saying here, don't go backwards. Realizing what worked last year, but also, and this is really important as well, what didn't work last year. And over that last year, use them as the sort of healthy boundaries so you don't go backwards, you only go forwards. The best thing about the 9 of Wands is because He's standing in front of the Eight of Wands, which is your karmic message. So once you start understanding what that sort of karmic or righteous path that is within you and how you connect with other people, you can take that one wand on like the King of Wands and really start going on with your passions and building a beautiful relationship with the people that are around you. Don't accept second best. This is almost like the second week of April. This is moving into that 11th to the 21st period, but the beginning part of it, it's recognizing what is not worth taking on into the next year, certainly within that week there. Here we go into the third week. Now, this is the third week. This is almost the energy that is in front of you. It's the energy that's bringing you forward. It's the carrot that's dangling in front of you, making you move forward, as it were. The Knight of Cups, the offerings of love, as it were. But also in the Knight of Cups, you also get offering of sort of, I'd say contracts and stuff like that if we were talking about the work side. But here we're talking about the relationship side. But it could be a fact that you could be moving in with someone, or there could be the offering to move in with someone. Make sure those healthy boundaries are in place so you don't get caught short, shall we? Expressing those sort of messages that are in your karmic path as you go forward. And by the third week, this is your birthday period. This is where you're going to get all those offerings are going to start flooding through from there. Let's just see what goes on in the fourth week and the overall outcome of it. Two of Cups. This is possibly an offering of love for you. It could be really nice. But I also think it is a case of falling in love with yourself more than anything else. Realizing how good you are, Taurus. And once you realize these messages that are within you and you start going forward and you start realizing as well that there's certain things that you just don't want to keep repeating. Once you realize that, you're going to have a really good evolutionary process within your world around you. And it's going to accumulate from the last week in April and the end of April. It's going to accumulate with either you falling in love with yourself, either falling in love with someone else, finding your partner. If you're with your partner, it's a case of exploring that new thing, starting with new offerings of love between you and your partner, and exploring new connections between the pair of you. But it's going to come from you by the looks of things. You're going to be the motor behind the relationships that are around you at the moment. There's some really powerful stuff that's flowing through you. And once you get into this logical progression of what's going on in the world around you, you can be that motor, that sort of energy that sort of brings everybody together and they start moving forward and moving on. Let's just see what's going on your financial sort of side. So your karmic message here is on your financial sort of side. It's almost sort of saying, hold back, be responsible. Don't get emotionally involved in your in the material world. Use it like a very mechanical way of building a better world, not only for you, but for the people that are around you. Okay, using your energy and your emotions and your money wisely. It could also mean separating from a job. Sometimes it's good to let go of something that you might have had in the last year so you can open that space for the coming year. And it might be difficult to let go of that emotionally. I think everybody understands that. Sometimes when something doesn't work, it really doesn't work. But I'm not sure it's this case here. I think it's more of a case because we're in the karmic message here. The karmic message here, I think, is saying to you, take your emotions out of the material world and success will be yours. So you don't get emotionally attached. You're really nice underneath all that sort of harsh exterior of the bull that's charging forward. Underneath you, you're really a real softie. And that sort of softie, if you sort of let your emotions go too much within your material world, you may end up doing things that you may regret. Okay, so I would be very wary of that, be a little bit detached emotionally to the material side of life. Let's just see how the universe is sort of offering this sort of path going forward, and also the first week in April. The Devil, Capricorn card here, so it's a fellow earth sign. The devil is really good. I like the devil because the devil doesn't lie to you. That's one of the problems for the devil. He cannot lie. But he's also what we call the light bearer. He's bringing forth the light to show you the possibilities of your pathway. Some of them could be dead ends. And this is the temptations that you've got to be wary of. And this is where you need to have control over your emotions in this month as you go forward in your material world. The devil is also about sort of being more sort of precise and obsessed about what you're doing in your material world. Keep yourself concentrated on what's been coming through in the past year, what's been working well. You should have already worked out in the previous month, in March. You should have worked out in March what sort of physical world you want to live in the coming future after your birthday. So then there you can then sort of start putting it into place. I would have thought around about here in petal 8, 9 or petal 10. So later on in the month. So this here is sort of saying to you, concentrate, get ready for the off, get ready for the off. Really sort of make you focus on where you should be going. Let's have a look what's going on the second week here. As you focus on what you're going, it's the evident path. And we talked about this in the collective reading as well. The evident path of not sort of, there is no choices in the world in reality. Once you look at the possibilities that are in front of you, all of a sudden you're going to look at them and you're going to go, actually, there's no real choice. I've got to do that. And it's not necessarily the easiest of paths. And this is why you've got to have your emotions taken out of the situation. If you really want to help people, and I know usually you do, Taurus, you're like that. But if you really want to help people, you have to be all right first. If you don't have a dime in your pocket, you can't help no one. So make sure you got that dime in your pocket so you're doing it properly, you're spending your money correctly, you're investing in the things that are actually consciously advantageous, not just for you, but for everybody around you. That's really important. And the second week of April is really homing in on that pathway. So you can see it running alongside you as you're dealing with the emotional side of life and start opening up your emotions to those possible relationships that you have around you. This is really focusing, like I said, within the devil and really owning it as the overall energy is with the Emperor. This is also in the evident past as well. It's also with the evident path in the past as well to see where you got to here, how you got to here. And when you realize that, all of a sudden, you are going to be sitting in a position of power. And it seems like it's building up over April. As the world goes to pot around us, you've got to be standing there solid on your own 2 feet. And I think that's really important, not just for you, but for everybody, for me, for the entire world. So please just go ahead and do it. Be that emperor. Know your path. If you do not know your path, take time out, meditate, listen to your heart. Listen to your solar plexus. Listen to your sacrum. It will become very obvious for you. Okay? In the third week, the King of Cups, owning your emotions. This is where I said is taking the emotions out of it, keeping yourself calm. The moment you start doing that, all of a sudden, you are going to be in a position where you can emotionally be in control of your material world. And when you are in control of your material world, everything can work smoothly and calmly. You can really advance. And as I said, I think this is where it's starting kicking off. We've got the Knight of Cups on the other side. We've got nothing but cups up here as well, really. Well, we've got another cup down there as well. There's a lot of emotions that are playing up through you. And as you come into your birthday season, that's where it's going to kick off. Let's just see how it accumulates at the end. The Hermit. The Hermit is about kind of going through the dark night of the soul. And that's what the autumn period is about, really. We spend time on ourselves. We work on ourselves. In the last 3 months before our birthday, that is the period where we're almost like a hermit. The other thing with the Hermit is as well, as you can well see with this card here, he has the star, his dreams and aspirations held out in front of him. He knows where he's going. And this is the beauty with you, Taurus. The moment you start doing that, at the moment, the world is going to be a greater place. And the more you do it, the better everybody will be around you. it looks like it's going to be some really good success, and it's going to be very rewarding for you emotionally. I think it's almost going to be, you're going to feel like you're getting a lot of respect from other people, and you're going to feel really fulfilled and confident about your future. If you take the emotions out of the situation. If you don't, that's when it could come tricky. That's when you could lose your evident path, and that's when you can lose your emotions. But if you know where you're going, and you do take your emotions out of the situation, the Emperor card is going to win through every single time. Apply yourself. The world is changing, and we need you, Taurus. We need you more than ever. And we need you to get on and be that leader. Like a bull that leads the troupeau in French, the group of, herd, that's it. The herd. You're going to be the leader of the herd. That's what you're going to do. You risk to be standing out head and shoulders above the rest if you apply yourself in the world. Okay, let's just see what we can get as an extra sort of a clarification on this. What goes on the Emperor? Okay, you've got the Ten of Swords here. Now, this is something that's come to an end. You might have had a difficult year, actually, Taurus. I think it's been up and down, up and down. Sometimes it's been working really well for you. Sometimes it's been very hard, emotionally as much as physically. And that has come to an end. And because you've been through, as I say, that little bit of a dark night of a soul, all of a sudden you can use all of those experiences that went through you to really propel you going forward. Let's just see what the messages is coming in from that karmic message on the 8 of Wands there. It's really playing into the heart chakra there. It's definitely pulling you into a direction. I think it's finding your evident path. Ace of Wands, getting that sort of passion within you, new ideas, winning victories, inspiration, and not only inspiration for you, but inspiration for others. And this is going to, to canalize your energy, really sort of galvanize it into a real sort of force within you, that mental force that you do have that is very, very strong within you to get things done. And also connect with other people. It's going to be a very joyous, by the looks of it. It could almost spark a lot of sort of socializing with people that are around you. But it's going to give you good ideas to try things, try new things that are around you. That's what the messages could be. And that's what could be the offering of the offering from the universe around you within the first week. Those ideas of what could happen, that 9 of Cups, the possibilities of tomorrow. And it's going to take a little bit of a leap of faith. You're going to have to have faith in yourself as you go forward. If you do have faith in yourself, that 9 of Wands is really going to be like a moment of sort of like, it's like putting your staff in the ground, like as a marker, and saying, this is where I've been, and this is where I'm going forward. You can really connect your heart and relationships and start opening up to people that are around you, but only to the people that are worth opening up to. That may be what the strength card about. That's going to give you that strength. That coming through that difficult last year, which I think you might well have had, coming through that difficult last year is going to give you that strength to go on into this new world of this new logic, of this new interaction with other people that are around you. And it's basically sort of saying, I think here is more than anything else, it's sort of saying to you, don't accept any crap from the world around you. I wouldn't. Why bother? You can just walk away from it. There's no point. If people are just chucking rubbish around and trying to sort of make your life difficult, it's usually because they're not in a good place. And sometimes you can't help those people. So in those relationships, if you find yourself in relationships, or if you found yourself in the past in those relationships, because that's what that's all about. If you found that in the past, it's time to walk away. Get on your horse and move forward, because there's lots of offerings of love and happiness for you. Look at that, the sunshine. I think it's going to make you really happy. By the 3rd week, I think you're going to get offerings, and it could be coming from friends, it could be coming from family, and it could be coming from a couple. It could be meeting someone new, or even within your couple. It could be your partner that you and your partner have realized that we've got a child on the way. That's, that sort of thing. Or buying a house together and stuff like that, making you feel really, really happy. What's this Two of Cups all about? Judgment, taking you to another level, leaving last year behind you, being that emperor, owning your future is really important. Judgment is realizing your karmic path, and that's what it is there, that inspirational energy that comes through you. Let's see what's happening on your financial side. I got two that want to come out here. With that three of swords, we got the Page of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So if you do keep control of your emotions, all of a sudden you're going to start realizing that there's loads of opportunities that you didn't see before, and it's going to provoke a lot of ideas within you. It may alter slightly your karmic path, or your path, your material path that you should be going down with. And that's what the devil's all about. He's bringing that light and he's shining that light on your karmic path and showing you various different options to go down, the possibilities. That Seven of Cups. It's like the devil showing you all those cups, and out of all those cups, it's going to be obvious which cup you need to take, the King of Cups. Okay, so although if you keep your emotions out of your material world, all of a sudden it's going to spark a lot of ideas and a good set of victories for you. The devil, yeah, he might be shining his light and sort of saying, yeah, no, that was actually disappointed. I didn't get to do that. And this was, I said earlier on in the reading, where you might be walking away from something that didn't work, that maybe emotionally sort of kind of went, I really wanted that to work. But the thing is with the Five of Cups, and we notice this in the collective reading as well, at the back of the Five of Cups, she's got that path that's leading her onto a much brighter future. And that's her evident path. That Ace of Cups, that One of Cups she is holding, exactly what the King of Cups is holding there, and exactly, almost in a way, what the Hermit is holding there. This is where you're going towards, the evident path where what you should be doing. And if you recognize that and look within you, and you should know it really already if you've been working to the rhythms of the Astroflower, if you've been working to those rhythms, you should know where you should be going. And once you do, it's going to be much easier for you to conquer your, or get a lot out of this life and have that fair exchange with everyone around you. Let's just see what's going on with that Seven of Cups there. Eight of Swords. It's going to stop you from procrastinating. Should I do this? Should I do that? Sometimes, Taurus, not all the time, sometimes you can procrastinate. And it may be a case of kind of saying, what should I do? Should I do this or should I do that? If you've been really paying attention to what the devil's been shining its light on, realizing what things disappointed you last year, so you can concentrate on what the things that are going to make you go, yes, this is the life worth living, then you're going to get that Ace of Swords, which is gifts and victories and opportunities that are going to come through your karmic path, your righteous path, which is going to provide all those ideas, and it's going to get you unstuck if you choose the evident path. And as I said, it's not always the easiest path, the evident path, but you should choose it. Let's just see on the third week how that happens. Ace of Pentacles. We've now got 3 aces on the clarification here. This is a brand new start for you, as much as it is a brand new start for the collective. If you haven't seen the collective reading, you should really go into that. You'll see how you can put all of this in to the collective energy that's going on around us, and it is changing phenomenally at the moment. If you want to know more about that, go and see my sister channel, Cymatic TV. I will be doing some more energy updates on that there. So in the third week, this is the start of your process. The Ace of Pentacles is a little bit like getting that seed, planting it, watching it sort of break the surface of the earth, nurturing it as it goes forward. And as it grows, it's going to grow, build those fruits for your future. And then it provides a harvest for you. Therefore, it provides you more seeds for next year. Now, this is a long-term cycle and getting into your yearly cycle. Let's just see what there's a clarification on that Hermit. Let's see if there's anything to do with your dreams and aspirations, basically. 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles is about working with other people. Good quality work as well. once you start owning it and start living your life and start really sort of following your karmic path, all of a sudden you're going to be in a position where people are going to recognize the good work you have done. And when people recognize the good work you have done, you're going to meet people who are also doing good work. And this is going to make some really good teamwork, some very good business exchanges or project exchanges, where as you work towards a project, you're going to need other people who also work really well with you. And you're going to find them by the end of April. All of a sudden, when the changes are coming through the collective, you're going to start moving forward with other people. It looks like it's going to be a very, very productive year, not only on your material side, but certainly on your relationship side. It's really stepping up to be a beautiful April for you, a start of the Taurus season. There you go, Taurus. Thank you very much for your support for this channel, subscribing, clicking that bell and putting on all notifications, because YouTube are not helping us out. At the moment, we're getting more views from outside of YouTube than anything that YouTube is offering us. They're really not helping me at all. I don't know why. I love YouTube. I really do. I think it's a good platform. But for some reason, they've got a bee in their bonnet and they don't seem to sort of want us. So they're not showing our videos to anybody. So please do share this reading far and wide. We can all get together here. And when we start unifying things, we become a real force. And you are part of the head or the spearhead of that charge of that unifying force. Thank you very much, Taurus, for being with us. Don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.